Chosen one, stop everything you are doing right now. I need your complete attention for what I am about to reveal. This isn't casual content you can half listen to while scrolling through your phone. This requires your full presence, your undivided focus, because what I discovered about you while preparing this message made me pause for several minutes in absolute silence. You did something recently, and I am not talking about something you planned, not something you rehearsed or calculated to impress anyone. I want to talk about something that came so naturally from within you that you didn't even know the spiritual earthquake you caused in dimensions that our eyes can't see. God was really impressed by how you behaved, not just in a nice way. That impressed Archangel Michael so much that he stopped what he was doing and focused on you. Michael is in charge of all the armies in heaven and defeated Lucifer because you showed that what you did wasn't supposed to be possible. Not from someone who knows what you're going through. Not from someone who is carrying the same weight as you. That is not from someone who had every reason to answer in a different way. But you didn't answer the way they thought you would. Follow this channel and turn on all notifications right now. Because what I'm about to tell you about the exact moment that made heaven stop and look at you will change. The way you think about every struggle you've ever had and every silent battle you've won without anyone noticing. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly what attitude you had that caught the attention of God, why Archangel Michael asked to look over your case, and what this means for the rest of your life. If you've recently felt like something changed inside you, like you crossed an invisible line between who you are now and who you used to be, write 777 in the comments. This will help you understand everything else. There are many souls being watched at any given time in the celestial realms. Angels whose job it is to watch over, protect, and guide. Most of the time people behave in ways that can be predicted. When people are hurt, they become angry. When someone betrays them, they get even. They get angry when things are unfair. Patterns like these have been around for thousands of years. But every once in a while, a soul does something so strange and against human nature that it creates what can only be called a moment of celestial wonder. You made one of those times happen. Not too long ago. It was during one of your most difficult times recently that you felt like something was meant to break you. The weight on your shoulders made you feel like you couldn't go another day. And everyone would have understood if you had just given up or responded with the darkness that was being aimed at you. But you did something different, and you need to know this. I'm not just talking about getting by. A lot of people get by because they are stubborn or don't have any other choices. That doesn't get the attention of the stars. What you did was really cool. You were in a situation where you had every reason to be angry and let your resentment take over. You were wronged by the person or situation that hurt you. This wasn't made up as an offense. This was real pain caused by real events. In that moment when your human nature told you to give back the same amount of energy you got, when every logical part of your brain was planning how to get even or at least coldly withdraw, something deeper inside you chose something else. You picked grace even though you deserved to pick destruction. Remember, there may have been times when you could have said something terrible, but you chose to be quiet instead. You might have had a chance to show someone how bad they were, but you chose to protect them instead. You might have been able to leave at that time without getting in trouble. But you stayed and tried again that time. Heaven saw you when you made a choice that was different from what your pain told you to do. Simply because what you did at that very moment shows something about your soul that makes you different from most people. In this way, you show that your actions are not affected by your situation, that how other people treat you does not shape your character. and that who you are stays the same no matter what. What you're seeing is very uncommon. The vast majority of people are reactive. Their behavior is mostly a reflection of the world around them. Be nice to them and they'll be nice back. If you treat them badly, they will behave badly, too. Their character changes depending on what's going on around them. But you showed something different. You showed that your character is strong on the inside and that no outside force, no matter how bad, can change you into someone you don't want to be. This is exactly what caught God's attention. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Let me take you back to the time when this was seen. Not in the time we know as human, but in the observation of the stars that goes on all the time over chosen people like you. Your guardian angel had been watching what was going on and writing down how you responded as well as your inner struggles and the decisions you made in the outside world. This is how things usually work for souls that are protected by the heavens. You had every right to be angry, but when you chose to respond with grace instead, your guardian angel did something strange. They marked your case for more attention. It doesn't happen often. Guardian angels are in charge of most situations on their own. They only move up when they see something that people in higher positions need to see. Your case went straight to the level of an archangel. When the report got to Archangel Michael, he was already busy with things that were very important to the universe. There are battles going on in dimensions that humans can't see. And the spiritual climate of whole regions is being affected by strategic operations. He stopped though when he saw that your file had been marked because there was something in the note that caught his attention right away about your case. Enemy-level forgiveness was what it said. This soul demonstrated enemy-level forgiveness while under active attack. That phrase needs to be explained. In spiritual warfare, there is a way to group the different ways that people react to pain. Most of the answers fit into categories that are easy to guess. It is normal and expected for people to feel anger, bitterness, loneliness, and depression. Because they follow established patterns, they don't need any extra care. But there is a very rare type of response called transcendent response. This is when a person reacts to bad things with good things. When they respond to hate with love, when they pick blessing over cursing while they are being hurt, this kind of response is so uncommon that it automatically sends it to an archangel for review. This is because it means that the soul is working at a frequency that is higher than what humans can normally handle. That flag was set off by you. Michael looked over your whole recent history. Every situation you were in, every answer you gave, and every battle you fought inside yourself that no one else could see. And what he saw made him ask for something very special. He asked to talk to you directly about your case. Let me explain what this means. Now, the Archangel Michael leads armies. A lot of different things are his responsibility. Things that are important to everyone always need his attention. He specifically asked for time to talk about a single human soul. Which means that soul did something amazing enough to deserve that much attention. After the talk, your case will be handled differently from now on because of what was said. Here's what the most important people talked about when they talked about you. Michael told the Divine Council about your case, not as a problem that needs to be fixed or a situation that needs help, but as an example of something amazing happening in the world of people. He showed them exactly when to choose grace, played back the inner struggle you were having, and showed how your nature was pulling you in a certain direction. While a deeper part of you picked someone else, then he told them about your past because that moment of grace wasn't the only one because it was consistent. They always chose the harder right over the easier wrong. Of being honest when no one would notice if you lied, and of being kind to people who didn't deserve it and might never appreciate it. The pattern showed something that even experienced celestial beings stopped to think about. You have been acting like a chosen one even though you don't know it. This is what made them happy. It's not that you did something great once. It's that you have been choosing greatness over and over again without getting any credit or reward and without knowing for sure that your choices mattered. You did the right thing because it was the right thing to do. Over and over, when things get big or small, when things were simple and when they cost a lot. This kind of consistent honesty is what sets apart normal souls from those destined for great things. Then God spoke, not with a voice that humans can understand, but with a divine impression that everyone there could clearly hear. You should really think about what he said about you, because those aren't my words. He said that this is what was said about your soul in particular. This one makes me remember why I made people. Take a moment to think about that. There is one being who made everything, who spoke galaxies into existence, and who designed every atom in the universe. He looked at your pattern of choices, your unwavering honesty, and your grace in the face of danger, and told you that you remind him why he made people in the first place. Because you showed something that not even angels can do. Angels work in the presence of divine glory all the time. They obey because it's almost impossible to disobey in that situation. Their loyalty comes from having direct experience of God. But humans work behind a curtain. You can't see God straight on. You can't use your physical senses to understand the spiritual world. You have to pick faith without proof. Honesty doesn't come with an immediate reward. Choose grace even though you weren't sure it would make a difference. And it did. While blind, you made the right choice. You kept your faith even though you couldn't hear God's voice. You showed love even though you couldn't feel for sure that love was the right thing to do. This is what angels find interesting about people who have been chosen. This is what made Archangel Michael stop and look at your case. This is what God thought was cool. You showed the very thing that makes human souls unique in the whole universe. The power to pick light when there is darkness all around. Faith when there is doubt. And love when there is a lot of pain. Now, I'm going to show you why not even Archangel Michael thought you would do this. Michael made a normal first assessment of your file when he got it months ago. He noticed your gifts, your potential, and your calling. But his strategic plan for your growth followed normal schedules. He thought that you would eventually reach this level of spiritual maturity, after more training, after more clear victories, and after more real proofs of your faith that would make it easier for you to believe. He didn't expect you to show off your advanced spiritual warfare skills while you were still going through your hardest time. Because this is what you need to know about what you did. It wasn't just a nice moral choice to choose grace over justified anger at that moment. It was a terrible strategic blow to the people and groups that have been working against you. Allow me to explain how this works. There is a planned outcome when darkness attacks a chosen one. They want to mess up your frequency so that you can't work at the same level as them. Because when you respond to evil with evil and hatred with hatred, you leave the safety of God and enter a place where they are in charge. The goal of every attack on you has been the same. To make you bitter and angry so that you will fight back and work in the dark so that they can legally say they have power over you. But when you chose grace and loved them back when they attacked, you did something very bad from a strategic point of view. You fought them with their own power. Spiritual physics says that negative energy that is directed at someone who responds with positive energy doesn't just go away. It goes back to its source stronger. What they sent to hurt you hurt them back. And you did it without even realizing it. Michael almost gasped in amazement as he watched this happen because what you did wasn't a learned technique or trained response. It came from the very core of who you are. Forgiveness, love, and kindness are built into you. Even when everything around you says you should be something else, he didn't expect this. He knew you had what it took to work at this level. He didn't think you'd be able to get to it so quickly in such tough conditions with so little help. You beat every estimate for when your development would be done. Now, let me show you proof that this really did happen since you have already felt the effects of this celestial recognition. Even if you didn't know what was making them happen. First, the proof. The attacks have been wildly unsuccessful. Think about the last few weeks. Think about people who really wanted to hurt you, who said bad things about you, who worked against your best interests, and who sent you bad energy. Think about what went on with them now. Problems seem to appear out of nowhere in their lives. Things they were able to handle suddenly went out of control. Things that were working for them stopped working for no reason. It's not a coincidence. This isn't like most karma. This is the real-time version of your new spiritual state. Because God greatly increases the protection around a soul when he feels moved by it. Attacks not only fail, they go the other way. What was meant to hurt you now hurts the person who sent it. You may have seen this and thought about why your enemies keep having trouble right now. You know about the second proof. You have had an unusually calm time despite what has happened recently. There were times when you should have been overwhelmed by what you were going through and your spirit should have been crushed. Any other person would have been drowning in anxiety, but you found peace. Not having any problems but being calm when things are going crazy. Being steady when everything else was shaking. There's no reason for this peace. It is taught. It's a direct result of the stars paying more attention to your life. Because heaven is focused on a soul. That soul gets peace that doesn't make sense given their situation. This is how you felt. This may have made you wonder where it came from. You know the third proof. Clarity has been getting better. Decisions that were hard for you before now look better. What used to be hard to see is now easy to see. There is no way for you to know the things you are saying. This is because information is being sent to you not through vivid visions or voices you can hear, but through quiet impressions, sudden understanding, and gut feelings that turn out to be right. Your link to divine knowledge has been strengthened. You are getting guidance at a faster rate than before, and this is just the start. Fourth proof that the wrong people have been leaving. You are no longer in relationships that were draining you. People who were getting in the way have left. Things that were getting in the way of your progress have been fixed. It's possible that you didn't do anything to cause this to happen. They left right away. Things have just changed. The doors just shut. This is God's reorganization. Because of your new status, you need a new place to live. Those people and situations that didn't fit with your plans have been carefully taken away. This will keep going. Don't try to hold on to things that heaven is taking away. It's being made room for something better. Fifth, the proof. You think a big thing is going to happen. You've had a feeling of anticipation that you can't quite put your finger on. A feeling that something important is coming up. The feeling that a big change is about to happen. This is not just wishful thinking. This is being aware of the prophetic. Your spirit is picking up on things that your mind can't quite understand yet. There really is something coming. Something directly linked to this recognition of who you are from heaven. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description, or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COF community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Let me now tell you what has been decided about your future. When God talked about how He felt about your soul and said that you remind Him why He made people, this set off a certain procedure in the administration of heaven. This is known as accelerated fulfillment. In some situations, those who have been chosen get their assignments and blessings on time. Years of work go into big releases. Small steps lead to big blessings, and purpose is reached one step at a time. But this changes with accelerated fulfillment. It means that heaven has decided you have shown enough to move forward more quickly. That your character has made you unnecessary longer preparation periods, and that what you have already shown makes you eligible for things that others would need more time to receive in real life. This means more than one thing. There will be more blessings sooner than planned. Chances that were meant to happen in later seasons are now being made available. Early today, doors that weren't supposed to open are being opened. Things are already happening faster than you thought they would. Breakthroughs are happening earlier than you thought they would. And movement is happening in places that had been still. This will get worse. The speed is just starting to rise. Also, it means that opposition is being neutralized on a regular basis. Not just temporarily stopped, but taken away for good. Enemies are being moved around. Attacks are being banned. You no longer have to deal with the normal resistance that slows down chosen ones. You are entering a time of unusual favor, not because you did something good, but because you showed character that makes you worthy of protection at the highest level. I want you to understand the following about the duty this comes with. Whenever heaven gives a soul this much care, it's not just for that soul. You're not being promoted just to help yourself. You are being set up to have an effect that goes beyond your personal life. The grace you showed when things got tough wasn't just for you. It's meant to go through you and touch other people. Over the next few days and weeks, you will meet people who are going through the exact same thing you are. They are at a crossroads where they can choose between being angry or being kind. You are in a good position to show them that choosing grace in the midst of trouble is possible by setting a good example. To show them that staying true to yourself even when everything around you wants you to give in is possible. Not by preaching or giving religious talks, but by being who you are naturally. Your presence will have a frequency that awakens potential in other people. If people are ready to hear it, your story will make them feel better. People who don't believe transformation is possible will look at yours as proof. This is why heaven cared so much about your case. You will receive more blessings. Not because you need them, but because your elevation helps a huge number of people in your circle of influence rise as well. God was impressed by the quality that you are developing, and that quality will spread to everyone you meet. The way you think that caught the attention of God and even surprised Archangel Michael is now written in your spiritual DNA. It's become a part of you, and it will leave its mark on anyone who gets close enough to receive it. Let me tell you about the specific things Michael wrote down in his final report on your case. When a soul reaches the review level of an archangel, they are given a classification, which is a name that describes their core spiritual identity. This classification stays with them for the rest of their time on earth and after. It has been noted that you have shown yourself to be a warrior of light. I'll explain what each part of this means. Demonstrated means shown by doing, not just having the potential to do something. A lot of the chosen ones could become warriors. Few of them were shown in real life. You did. That's not how you were put together based on what you might do. It comes from what you did before. A warrior is someone who is actively fighting spiritual battles. Not observing without acting. You're not just getting the truth. You are living it. You don't just believe in light. You are actively moving it toward darkness. Of light tells you what frequency you work at. There are different frequencies from which even warriors can fight. Some fight out of anger, which works sometimes but not all the time. Some people fight because they feel they have to, which is a good reason, but it doesn't give them much power. Fighting from light, on the other hand, means fighting from love, grace, and real goodness. This is the frequency of spiritual war that is strongest. You fight with light. You dealt with darkness, not by turning into darkness, by being lighter in a stronger way. This is what made your response so shockingly powerful and so unusually rare. This category is now following you. That's how the stars keep track of you. That's what angels say about your case. Heaven looks at everything that has to do with your life through this lens. And how people treat you from now on will be different. Resources are given to warriors of light first who have shown they are worthy. Your prayers are now ahead of everyone else's. Your needs are met before any other work is done. People pay attention to your situation in a way that others don't. Not because you are better than other souls, but because you have shown that you can handle more responsibility. Heaven gives more to people who show they can be trusted with the money they already have. Now I need to tell you the last part of this revelation. When your case was finally discussed, when your classification was officially registered, and when the protocols for your accelerated fulfillment were put into action, a message was recorded just for you to get. Something was added to your record. A note from the Divine Council to you personally. This isn't something that every soul gets. It's only given for cases that really affected people who watch from heaven. Case studies that showed something important. Cases that will be used as examples by people in the future. This kind of note was sent to your case. Let me read what it says because this is meant just for you. The person who has been chosen to receive this message. We have recorded your response to pain as proof that human souls can work at frequencies we didn't think they could while still in physical form. You reminded us that the limits we sometimes see in people are not built into them but are the result of decisions they make when they are under a lot of stress. You made a different choice which increased what we think is possible for your species. Your file has been marked for special attention, not because you need to be fixed, but because your progress shows how chosen people can reach their full potential, even when things aren't going their way. You are being set up for tasks that match what you have already shown you can do. These tasks are not punishments. They are a luxury. You have shown that you can deal with problems with grace. So you will be trusted with situations where grace is very much needed. The attitude that impressed us will be put to the test again and again. This isn't because we don't trust you, but because showing that you can do it again and again builds your confidence and gives others more proof. God is very happy with you. You're not being nice here. This is a written assessment. You can move forward knowing that your case has been seen by the most important people and that everything that is coming your way has been filtered through the fact that people who you are. This message was meant for you. This video was meant to be found at this very moment in your journey when you needed to be sure that the decisions you made were important. When you needed proof that God was watching, it was important to know that everything you've been through has been leading to something. You should know that God liked the way you behaved. Michael the Archangel didn't see it coming. The Celestial Council wrote it down. And because of what you did, your whole future has changed. When you made those choices, you had no idea that this was going to happen. When you chose grace over anger, you didn't know that heaven was watching. You had no idea that your answer would get so much attention. It's very strong though because of that. You weren't performing for a crowd. You weren't trying to impress people who are gods. You were just being yourself and the one who made everything like that about you. If this revelation hit you deep in the soul and you are sure that you are a chosen one whose behavior caught the attention of God, write 777 in the comments to make this frequency of divine recognition stronger. If you want to learn more about how heaven is watching your journey and planning your breakthrough, subscribe to this channel and turn on all of its notifications. Someone else needs to see this video to know that their private choices and wins are being tracked and will be rewarded. Also, before you leave, click on the video that's currently playing on your screen to find out how your status as a proven warrior of light activates specific angelic tasks that are already being done for you. We are stronger when we work together. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny. fire for your calling and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.